Okay, so get ready for this one. We're going deep on digital assets today.
Buckle up.
Yeah, those things like Bitcoin everyone's always talking about.
Right. But like way more than just Bitcoin.
Exactly. This whole world is getting pretty interesting,
Yeah.
especially with the CFTC.
The who?
Oh, sorry. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission.
Ah, got it. The folks who keep tabs on like corn and oil and all that.
Exactly. Except now there's this whole buzz about them maybe having more power over digital assets, which, kind of makes sense when you think about it.
How so?
Well, more and more people are getting into this stuff. NFTs, those digital collectible, all sorts of things. And, someone needs to make sure it doesn't turn into the Wild West out there.
I see where you're going with this. Regulations, oversight.
Right. And that's where this document comes in. It's called, get this, Tegaimakan Ite Triskan.
Is that like Klingon?
It's Bengali. Actually, it means text has been pasted.
Okay. Intriguing title.
Yeah, not very descriptive. But what we do know is it seems to be from the Trump administration. And it basically lays out this idea of giving the CFTC a much bigger role in regulating digital assets.
Interesting. So we're talking potential policy shifts from a while back that are coming to light now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little time capsule. But the thing is, this isn't just some small change they were considering.
Sounds like a pretty big deal then. What exactly does it say?
Well, it talks about the CFTC overseeing a significant portion of the market. And, that's pretty vague.
Significant portion, huh? What could that even include?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
Are we talking about, how these assets are traded?
Or how we even define what a digital asset is in the first place.
Exactly. It's like suddenly the CFTC could be making rules about the virtual sword I just bought in my favorite video game.
Whoa, hold on. You're saying my online loot could be subject to government regulation?
Well, maybe not. That's what we're trying to figure out. This document is short on specifics.
Okay, so we've got a mystery document, a vague phrase, and a whole lot of potential impact. Where do we even start?
Well, I think the first step is to get a handle on what exactly we're talking about when we say digital assets.
Right, because it's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, right?
No way. You've got NFTs,
Yeah.
like those digital art pieces people are paying millions for.
The in-game currencies, tokens for online platforms.
And then there's this whole world of decentralized finance, DeFi. It's like a whole financial system built on the blockchain.
Okay, so we're talking a huge range of stuff. And this document says the CFTC wants to regulate a significant portion of it.
Right. So imagine this. You're playing an online game, you earn some in-game currency, and suddenly the CFTC is involved. It's kind of wild,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty wild. It's like, how do you even apply traditional financial rules to something that exists entirely online?
Exactly. And that's where the debate gets really interesting. Because on the one hand, you've got people who are like, yes, bring on the regulation. Protect us from scams and market manipulation.
Makes sense. A lot of folks are worried about getting burned in this space.
Right. But then you've got the folks who are all about the decentralized nature of digital assets. They're like, hey, the whole point of this is to be free from government control.
Right, that's a core part of the appeal for many people. The freedom to operate outside traditional systems.
So you can see how this gets tricky. Too much regulation, and you risk stifling the innovation and freedom that make digital assets so exciting.
But too little, and you leave the door open for all sorts of bad actors. It's a tough balance to strike.
And it's not just about investor protection either. Think about the impact this could have on developers and the technology itself.
Right. If the CFTC starts regulating things too heavily, it could slow down the development of new platforms and applications.
It's like, imagine if the government had stepped in and tried to regulate the internet in the early days. Who knows what we'd be missing out on now?
So we're really talking about shaping the future of this whole technology landscape.
Exactly. And that's why this text has been pasted. Document, as weird as it is so fascinating. It gives us a peek behind the curtain and lets us see how the government was thinking about this stuff a few years back.
And the questions it raises are still relevant today. How do we balance innovation with security? Where do we draw the line between regulation and freedom?
Right. These are questions that we're all going to have to grapple with as digital assets become more and more mainstream.
Think about it. What if your retirement fund starts investing in crypto?
Or what if your kids' college savings are tied up in some new digital asset?
This stuff is going to impact all of us, whether we're actively involved in the market or not.
That's why it's so important to stay informed.
And to keep asking those tough questions.
So, as always, we're leaving you with something to think about. This little snippet of a document might not have all the answers.
But it definitely points to some of the big challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll find out what else was in that original text before it got pasted over.
Now that would be a deep dive.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Catch you next time.